you snuggly Slytherins. Welcome to the cozy zone. As you may or may not be able to tell, we are in my bed. Maybe you can't tell that from the angle, but anyway, we're in my bed, and that is because my last setup was not my bed, and I realized that if I have a choice in life to be in my bed or in any other location, like why would I not choose to be in my bed? So we rearranged and I'm much happier. Sorry I've been MIA the last couple of weeks. Caspian got the flu, and then I got the flu, and then Caspian got an ear infection. It's been super fun. But we're feeling much better now and happy to be back and in the coziest situation possible. Today I'm going to show you guys a look that is all about lifting this part of the face, and it's a little bit of a more advanced technique when it comes to eyeshadow placement. It's not hard, it's just that there's a little bit more to think about, a little bit more kind of strategic shading that we're going to get into. So don't be discouraged if it takes a couple practices to work out, and you can always let me know if you have questions, but it's just kind of a way to cheat all of this and make everything seem a little more feline, a little more lifted. It's very like red carpet makeup placement. All right, let's get started. Cut to no makeup face. Okay, first things first, I'm going to prep my face and I'm going to use the Glossier priming moisturizer. Caspian is just shredding paper behind me, so that's what that sound is.
I wrote the paper. This one, no.
Floral Mist. And then for foundation, I'm going to use the Face Atelier Ultra and my Beauty Blender. And I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Concealer under my eyes. I need your guys' recommendations for under eye concealers that you like that are both cruelty-free and have a good shade range. That's a hard combo because a lot of brands that have good shade ranges are bigger brands, and a lot of bigger brands are owned by a company or are a company that has done animal testing, so need some help on that front because I stopped using the Maybelline one because it was both not cruelty-free and didn't have good shade options. Technically Urban Decay is cruelty-free, but their parent company is not, so I'm kind of like... Now I'm going to use the Milk Bronzer on my fizzies.
You put it on it right here?
Yeah, I'm putting it on my face.
Why?
So that I look nice and tan.
Mommy?
Yes?
I said you need to rub it so fast.
I need to rub it so fast?
Yes.
Okay, I'll try. Now I'm going to use the Glossier Cloud Paint in Beam. Alright, now we're going to get into kind of the meat of this look, and that is the brows. I'm going to be using the Pixi Natural Brow
You're
Gel
being too loud.
pencil and gel. I'm being too loud, apparently. I just bought this. I don't love it, honestly, but I just am always trying out different brow products, and this one was interesting. I don't hate it, but I wish that the pencil part was more precise. So in my experience, the way to really make someone look like their whole face is super duper lifted is to brush your brow hairs up and then draw them in at the highest points. And what I mean by that is instead of filling in my brows all throughout here, when I comb my brow hairs up, where it's the tallest, I'm gonna just pretend like that's my whole brow is at that level. So I'm going to get the pencil out, and then I'm just gonna go, so like right up here, when I brush all the hairs up, that's how high it is. So I'm just gonna kind of cheat and draw hairs in above where my natural brow is, and then I'm gonna comb those hairs into it, kind of make it seem like they're fuller and also higher. So instead of kind of following my natural brow, I'm just like cheating the whole thing up a little bit. Yeah, this is a pretty good color and formula, but I feel like I'm clumsy with it because it's one of those like wedge pencils. Maybe I just don't understand. And then I'm just softly filling in any of the more sparse areas and always kind of reinforcing the top of the brow because I'm trying to make the whole thing look lifted. Comb my hairs up again. Now I'm going to use the little bit of brow gel to set the whole thing and add a little bit more fullness and color. So I'm just going to use this angled Ray Morris brush and actually a Kat Von D eyeshadow, and I'm going to touch onto just like the basic structure a little bit because that pencil's just kind of too fat.
Mommy, I love you.
I love you too.
You've been too loud.
You love me, but I'm too loud.
You're too loud.
I think that's how most people feel about mommy. So the eyeshadow is another one of the ways that we're really going to lift the face, and the main trick to that is we're going to use a color that is somewhat desaturated and just a little bit darker than your skin tone to do some strategic sculpting that doesn't really look like eyeshadow, but just kind of slightly enhances and shifts your bone structure a little bit to really elongate that part of your head. So I'm going to use this Wayne Goss brush and that same Kat Von D taupe color that I actually just used in my brows, and I'm going to blot out any kind of creases that I have. Yes, you can use eyeshadow primer. I'm just lazy. It's the only reason I don't use it on myself. And I'm going to start to just kind of dust the color where I can feel my skull hole, aka socket, and just broad kind of strokes. That's why it's important to use a color that's not much darker than your skin, because it's pretty forgiving. I also like to use a tapered brush like this for this because I can use the tip and be a little more precise. I'm going to now connect this down to my lower lash line, and I'm putting it quite generously. Like I'm not just sticking right in my lash line. The whole point is that I want to kind of create a shadow to make it look like my eye is kind of doing this. So I'm going to connect this top shadow to the shadow underneath my eye, and then I'm going to brush them together and up along this angle of the corner of my nose through the corner of my eye, and basically I'm going to brush the shadow kind of, it's almost like I'm contouring my temple. I'm actually like brushing through my brow even a little bit, and I'm just kind of enhancing this whole area. Hi Santa.
I am sad.
Yeah. Are you Jack the Pumpkin King?
Huh?
Are you Jack the Pumpkin King?
I put to watch the pumpkin king.
I don't know what I was thinking bringing that up right now.
Mommy,
Yes?
I put to watch the pumpkin king.
I know, but Netflix took it down after Christmas like Wangs.
Aww.
I know. Okay, I don't know how much that reads on camera, but basically I've got this whole situation going on here with the sculpting shadow. You could use a different one. I'm using taupe. You can also get away with, if you're doing kind of a bronzy look, you can use like just your bronzer. That also works well. It's just a little bit warmer, and that's fine. And while I'm at it, I'm actually going to use this brush and that powder and contour my cheekbones a little bit. And I'm doing that by just going from the area where the top of my ear meets my head down on the angle towards the corner of my mouth. Just a little bit. Just for funsies. And I'm going to use this pretty peach color from the Kat Von D palette, and I'm going to, it's a matte shade as well, just going to kind of fill in my lid a little bit. And now I'm going to use the like tiny version of that Wayne Goss brush. This is the number 20, and the like red burgundy brown matte shadow from the Kat Von D palette. And I'm going to apply this along my lower lash line on that same angle of the corner of the nose to the corner of the eye. A little closer into my lashes this time, not being as big. And I'm going to extend it up from the lower lash line a little bit, just past my crease, and I shouldn't say past my crease, just up to my socket. I shouldn't say past my crease because everybody's crease is in a different place, and what you're really wanting to pay attention to is where you can feel your eye socket. So I'm just continuing that from the lash line up to where I can feel my socket, and then I'm brushing it along my socket a little bit
I love this.
And I'm gonna go from where I can see the highest point of my upper lash line, just right around here. I'm gonna go from there along my lash line.
I love these.
Out
Mommy, I love these.
You love those brushes?
Yes.
That's awesome.
I love this.
And brushing it all together. And I'm gonna make it the darkest along this V shape that I've made from the lower lash line up that connects to the socket and kind of comes to a point on this angle. And then I'm just gonna softly blend it down to those lashes. And I'm gonna use this Ray Morris brush that is another fluffy blending brush, but is less pointed and a little bit flatter. And this really pretty, very warm, almost rose goldy gold from the Viseart palette. And I'm gonna press this onto the kind of inner half of my lid. It's basically in the negative space of where I just did that darker shadow. And I'm gonna use this Ray Morris detail brush and apply this same gold color to the inner half of my lower lash line. And I'm gonna use the Ray Morris detail brush and a little bit of a chocolate brown matte shadow from the Kat Von D palette. And I'm gonna just smudge it into the outer half of the upper lash line, more specifically from the highest point of the upper lash line out and thickening as we go a little bit. And then with whatever's left on the brush, I'm just kind of connecting it down to the bottom lashes a little bit in the corner. And I'm gonna use the Kat Von D tattoo liner, and I'm just gonna do right along the lashes themselves, from the highest point of the upper lash line out. This is just to reinforce that kind of cat-like upward motion of everything just a little bit. I don't want this to be like a big liner look. So I thickened it very slightly as I went out so that it's kind of lifting, but I did not apply a lot. Curl my lashes. And I'm gonna use this Wet n Wild Mega Protein Mascara that I have never used before. Since deciding to only use cruelty-free products, I've kind of been branching out and experimenting a bit. I have no idea if I will like this mascara or not. This mascara is okay. It looks natural, it felt comfortable. The brush was just kind of like whatever, and it's not like super duper lifting or volumizing, but I don't hate it. Like it feels soft. It kind of reminds me of like the Maybelline Full and Soft maybe. And now I'm going to use an Essence lip gloss that they discontinued, which is extremely frustrating because I like use it all the time. It's just like a really good nude gloss, and it is cruelty free. Okay, that's the finished look. If I was not lazy, I would put lashes on the outer corners to like further enhance the outside lift, but I'm not gonna do that. As always, I hope that this was helpful and you enjoyed it. If you have questions, please let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, and Twitter at Kiki Makeup. And if you guys don't do those things, then whenever you go to eat trail mix, someone will have already eaten all the M&Ms out every time. You want more makeup? Okay.
You have makeup on your cheek?
Yeah, I have makeup on my cheek.
All
right, I'll see you guys in a couple of days.
I love you.
I love you too. So I'm just gonna use this Ray Morris.
I like you.
I like you too. I'm just gonna use.
I love you and I like you.
I love you and I like you too.
I like you in Bama.
Yeah.